こんにちは。私はヤクブです。スコットランド人です。よろしくお願いします。Hey, what's up? Oh my god, guys, I've been making myself laugh so much this week. Basically, class has started up again, so I'm teaching. So I've got 2 lessons which won't be covered by everyone, therefore the material isn't going to be in like the exams and stuff, so I can do whatever I want for them basically. For one of the classes, I taught some Scottish, like the difference between Scottish and English, because we definitely have our own dialect. We definitely have our own phrases and words which we use a lot, and it was a lot of fun trying to plan that class first of all, let alone teach it. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk a bit about that today. Just give me a sec, I'm just gonna make a nice backdrop for y'all. So I played like a couple movie trailers for them for Brave and Sunshine on Leith, which is actually set in Edinburgh. I haven't actually seen it, but like I've been told it's good. But you can hear their Scottish accents, so that's nice. Or that's the point, anyway. And also I showed them a clip as well. This is before that, like, really near the start of the lesson. I showed them some clip of some bagpipes. And then afterwards I'm always like, oh, did you like this? Did you like bagpipes? Or no, you don't like it? And then I'll always be like, okay, I don't like bagpipes. And that always gets the kids laughing, because it's a Scottish thing and I don't like it, and like, oh my god, damn Scots! So yeah, I had a lot of fun like researching, because I was trying to think what are some Scottish phrases and words and stuff, because a lot of the time as well I was like, is this Scottish or is this just British? It was like hard to tell the difference sometimes.
Sorry, are you talking Scottish now?
No, I'm talking English.
Right, don't sound like it.
So I was like watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I asked my friends for suggestions and stuff, because you have to remember I'm half Polish, so I grew up speaking to my mum who learned English, English, not Scottish English. So yeah, I've just never really spoken, like, my accent Scottish wise is not strong, I promise you. So if you're not from the UK and you think, oh, he's so Scottish, like, you would not understand an actual Scotsman, I can bet you that much.
Alright, Big Ian, is Pishin doing outside going to tell us what the weather's like?
Okay, so I'll talk you through the lesson I came up with and some of the phrases and stuff that I used, and then I will tell you how I ran it and how it went. That's what I'll do. Well done, me. I finally got a structure of this video. This is not planned at all. This is completely, I just turned the camera on, I'm just talking, so sorry if I speak a bunch of shite. Speaking of shite, it's really hard to find an example video on YouTube of someone speaking with a proper Scottish accent and using a lot of like Scottish words and phrases that is appropriate for school. We like to swear, and I've met a lot of, especially Americans, who I talk to, and they're just like, man, y'all got a potty mouth, or I apologize for that accent attempt, but like, yeah, I think we just swear a lot more, and it's just not a big deal to us. Okay, so here's the PowerPoint I made. Happy New Year, blah, blah, blah. There's a picture of Edinburgh and some fireworks. I was like, oh, this is how we celebrate, blah, blah, blah. We often have, like, bagpipes and stuff when it's, like, special occasions and things. I just used it as an excuse to talk about bagpipes. Bagpipes aren't really that specific to New Year's, let's be honest. And then I was like, okay, so as you can see, Scotland, oh, that's when I played the movie trailers. And then I was like, so as you can see, Scottish and English is very different. So today we're going to talk about the difference between Scottish and English. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, yeah. And then I asked the kids if they could think of any other Scottish characters, because as I'm sure you are all aware, Shrek has a marvellous Scottish accent, much better than mine. So yeah, that's where I'm at with the PowerPoint. And then here's the first worksheet I gave them. I got lovely groundskeeper Willie here. And so the first thing I did was I had like a list of, okay, hold up. So the first thing I did was I had like a list of words in Scottish, and then on the other side I had the English meanings, but they were all jumbled up, and I just wanted them to initially just try and guess what ones are what. So I had words like mingin, we, no and I, lad, lass, raj, dinny. I was really excited for that part of the class. I was like, oh, I'm excited to see what they all guess, blah, blah, blah. But then once I started teaching the classes, I realized I was like, oh, maybe this is not as exciting for them as I realized, because I mean, for them it's essentially another foreign language. They're learning how to translate one foreign language to another. They're not very good at English to begin with.
Have we got double English or double Scottish?
So like, they were all just like, no hint. How do we know how to do it? I keep being like, just guess. Literally just for 2 minutes, just guess, and then I'm going to tell you the answers anyway. So yeah, basically every single student guessed that the word dinny meant dinner, which is obviously not true. But yeah, they were like, occasionally I'd be saying what the words mean, and I'd hear like, their absolute astonishment. Yeah, so that was a bit of a struggle to get through, but once they had that, the next few activities were easier for them. So then I had some example Scottish sentences, and I wanted them to translate into English. So the example was, that laddie's pure wee like. And then I had, yesterday's tea was mingin', I'm pure skint man, and this game's a wee bit raggy. Oh my god, I just talked for another 10 minutes, not realising I was fully zoomed in. Okay, take 2. Yeah, so after that, I had them write their own sentences, so they turned their sheets over. Write your own sentence using some Scottish words. And zoom out this time, fuck my life. But what was interesting was that a lot of kids wrote the same kind of thing, and one of the most common sentences all week from every single class that I ran it with was just, I'm shattered. And honestly, by 4th period on Monday, I just looked at them and I was like, same hun, same. But oh, that was funny. And then what else? Oh my god, I had some really funny ones, just like, I'm pure rage and stuff like that. That means I'm very crazy. I'm mental. I'm like it's like you're bigging yourself up like you're a tough guy. The next activity, the last activity on the worksheets was it was pronunciation. So I made up a dialogue between two people and I wrote the translations underneath. And so they were doing all of this in groups. I found over the last term that group work helps them concentrate more than anything else. So within their groups, I had them read the dialogue, and I was like, just try your best, and then we'll go over it together. So they did that. They tried it, and walking around listening to them try was absolutely hilarious. I was loving it. But then reading it back as a class, like, they were way more shy, and it was more just like, I'd be like, I know bad, how you been? And they'd be like, I know bad. And I'd be like, okay, everyone, please repeat. I will say one sentence, and then you, everybody, please repeat. And yeah, I was lucky if I got anything out of them. By the end of it, it was like we were all exhausted, we were all ready to be done with that activity. But I needed to kill time, so I was like, okay, we're doing this. And then as we went through it, I taught them some other stuff, like, alright man, as is like, alright is a very typical Scottish greeting. So that was the end of the worksheets. And then for the final activity, I was like, okay, we're going to play a game, which got more of their attention. And basically, I put a Scottish phrase on the board, on the PowerPoint, and I would give them a hint as to what it means, and then they had to guess. They could talk with their groups first if they wanted, and then guess. And if you volunteer a guess, you get a sticker. And I'd just come back from Korea, so I had a bunch of like BTS stickers and stuff, so that got a lot of them excited. And it actually gave me some volunteers, unlike most times when I get none. I write. So I write. I means yes, which I'd already taught them, and right just means like correct. But I had to explain, I was like, this phrase does not mean the literal meaning. So I even got the teacher to say that in Japanese. It does not mean yes, correct, blah, blah, blah. It basically just means like, you're having a laugh, like, nah mate. Like, I don't believe you, is how I translated it. But my hint for that was, I would like point at one of the boys in the front and I'd be like, oh, if you tell me that Ariana Grande is your girlfriend, then maybe I will say, alright. And that either made some of them laugh, or if they weren't paying attention, it made them very confused. But they know who Ariana Grande is. Like, the kids love Ariana Grande. Anyway, the closest guess I would get for that is, oh, joke. And I was like, okay, fine, sure. Like, you're joking, pal. But no, a lot of them, like, even if I told them don't take it literally, they really struggled to not take it literally because it basically means the opposite. And I had the teacher explain to them that the Scots love a bit of sarcasm. I think the Brits in general love a bit of sarcasm, to be honest. Some other phrases I had were "Hod your wisht," which means shut up or be quiet. "Your bum's out the windy," which is a funny one. The literal translation, for those of you that really don't understand Scottish, is "your bum is out the window." And bum is ass, which also I was surprised that people didn't know from like America and stuff, or some of them anyway. Yeah, but what it basically means is you're not making any sense. You're speaking nonsense. And that was a fun one because that would always make them laugh when I told them the literal meaning. But it was a struggle to get any correct guesses. Like, I also had "that's gieing me the book," which means that's making me feel sick. But then I had the fun time of explaining to them that it's not a literal meaning in the all the time anyway, because you can use it literally, but like it also can be used as an insult because we love insulting each other. I was like, oh, if you see someone with a really ugly outfit, maybe you will say, "That's giving me the book." So that's giving me the book, and book just means like vomit or sick, so giving me a sick feeling kind of thing. Anyway, let me know in the comments how much of the Scottish that I'm using you understand or can guess what it means, because I'm genuinely quite curious, because I've been surprised when I've been telling different ALTs about this class how little or how much they understand. I was posting pictures of my slides and my Instagram stories. I was making them because I was absolutely pissing myself making them, enjoying my night so much. But like, I had a lot of comments from other American ALTs being like, I literally don't know what that means and stuff. So I'm genuinely curious, so let me know where you're from and how much you understood, unless you're from Scotland, because that's cheating actually. The classes were kind of 50-50 in terms of how well it went. Some classes were super engaged, they were super into it, even if it was a struggle, they were just like trying their best, really going for it with the pronunciation. It was a lot of fun for everyone. But then other classes, they just could not have given less of a shit. They were either sleeping on their desk or just completely zoned out or just didn't care. And I mean, you know, like I thought about it afterwards and I was like, you know what, fair enough, it is a really hard lesson for them because it is just, here's another foreign language. I don't know if I would run it again next year, or maybe I think if I run it again next year, what I'll do is I'll just take some of the best bits from the lesson and incorporate it into a different lesson. Like maybe if I change my introduction lesson or do a more general lesson about Scotland, I'll just have a one part of it about the language difference. Let me know, by the way, if you're enjoying or finding interesting like hearing kind of more of the specifics of one of my lessons, because I've got other lessons. I can make more of these videos and they'll be more organized, I promise. Basically, like I'm completely burnt out editing wise from making my Korea vlog because that was a beast to edit. And it's now, oh my god, it's 7:45 at night on a Sunday. I've got to post something tomorrow, so I just picked up my camera. I was like, right, I'm talking about my lesson, because, oh my god. Want an early night, but I can't have it because I got to make this video for you guys. Okay, right, bye.